In a rare ruling, an Ontario Superior Court judge is allowing a Toronto teen to move forward with a $2 million lawsuit against the Catholic Children's Aid Society. She's alleging that the organization conducted a negligent investigation and placed her into an abusive home. None of the allegations have been proven in court. Joining us this morning with more is former foster child and now the executive director of 514, Lucas Medina. Good to have you back with us on Your Morning.
Great, thanks.
In our previous conversations, I've enjoyed your perspective, both as somebody who was in the system and is now working on the outside to change the system.
Right.
So I'm interested to know what makes this ruling so significant.
Well, one of the most significant aspects of this for me is that it shows you just how egregious a case has to be for someone like this young woman to be able to go forward with
Explain that for our viewers who may not be familiar.
So in every other part of the country, the child welfare sector is delivered directly by the government. And in Ontario, the government has outsourced it to 47 independent children's aid societies. And in order to empower them to work on behalf of the government in child protection without worry about liability, in order to do what they need to do to protect children, it's almost impossible to sue a children's aid society for anything they do in good faith to protect a child. Now, on the other end of that, you can sue a children's aid society if they don't act to protect a child. So, for example, there was one children's aid society that a few years ago ran majorly over budget, and the Auditor General audited them and found out that in the 3 previous years before that financial year, there were 3 different family cases that they closed, and then within a few months, a parent in that family murdered the children. And so they were liable for lawsuits for that. So what they ended up doing was they overcorrected and they started apprehending children who were in situations that didn't warrant being apprehended because they can't be sued for that.
In this case specifically, the teen's father succeeded in having the society's employee removed as the family's caseworker. But then a joint lawsuit he launched with his daughter seeking damages for defamation, legal costs, and more was dismissed. The judge found the only duty agencies have when investigating potential child abuse is to the child. So what do you make of this ruling?
Well, I find that ruling disturbing, again, because this is a case, this is a very clear case where the evidence that the judge has agreed is pretty strong. It's strong enough to move forward with the girl's case, is that the child protection worker acted in bad faith and created documents in order to apprehend this girl from her father. So if her case is strong enough based on that, then it seems very unfair that a parent who has successfully proven that there was a malicious case against them is out all of the finances he had to put forward to fight that. And a lot of people who have their children taken away from them don't have the resources to pay for lawyers to fight the system. They're going against the Catholic Children's Aid Society. It's not a charity. It's a child welfare, a professional child welfare agency contracted by the government of Ontario, funded by about $100 million a year of taxpayers' dollars, and they have a whole team of lawyers fighting for them.
So not always a fair fight.
It's not a fair fight, and it's even less fair moving forward because the Ford government, in some of their cuts to legal aid access, one of the first cuts they made was reducing legal aid for parents fighting children's aid societies.
This is an ongoing case. It will have a ripple effect throughout the entire system. Lucas, and we'll have you back. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.